Hi there, this is General Exo from Pro Tutorials, and today I'm going to talk about Kindle Publishing because this is an amazing topic and people always want to learn more about Kindle because of course they want to make more money with their Kindle business. But today I'm going to specifically talk about the Ghostwriter company that I use for my books, because yesterday someone left me a question on one of my videos that kind of got me worried, because I often talk a lot about 80% of your work as a publisher is learning how to choose the right keywords for the books. And I'm not talking about just choosing one profitable keyword, another profitable keyword, then immediately publish your books. That is not how things work. You actually need to learn how to build the web of keywords that are profitable inside of the same niche. Once you have this done, then you start publishing books for those keywords. This is something that most people out there don't know about, but if you want to become a successful Kindle publisher, you need to work in favor of the Amazon algorithm. Otherwise, your books will probably just sell during the first weeks. Eventually, they stop selling because you aren't working in favor of the Amazon algorithm. If you want to learn more about this, and I'm of course talking about non-fiction here, then I recommend for you to get one of the best video courses out there called Self-Publishing Revolution. This is exactly the course that I got, where I learned most of what I know nowadays about Kindle. You have a link right below in the description from this video. Just click on it so you can get this course immediately and learn all that you need to learn so you can start doing a lot of money with Kindle. Anyway, I'm going a bit off topic over here, and I commonly tell people to choose the right keywords, get reviews for their books. This is also something that is quite important. But what got me worried is this person had this idea that the only thing that is important is basically getting the right keywords, getting reviews for your books, and that the content of your book is something that wasn't that important. And this is totally wrong. You need to provide high quality content inside of your books. This is extremely important, because what happens is if you go out there and, for example, you go to Upwork and you hire someone over there to write your book, or even if you go to many of the ghostwriter companies that you have out there, what happens is you pay your money and calmly, or many of those companies calmly provide poor quality content, and you get a book that is full of grammatical errors, misspelling mistakes, and so on. Then you publish that book inside of Amazon. What happens is the people who purchase your book, they read your book, they get mad because it's full of errors and so on. They get mad, and once people are mad, they have no problems of going back to Amazon and leaving a negative review on your book. And this greatly impacts the selling of your book, because let's say that after you did the whole process of getting reviews for your book, you have a book with a 4.5 star rating when it comes to reviews. After receiving a few negative reviews, that rating stops dropping, and once you have 3 stars on your book, what happens is your book stops selling well. Even with 4 stars, your book stops selling well, because if someone is searching for the topic of your book, and if they can choose a book between a book that has a 4.5 star rating when it comes to reviews, or even 5 stars, they will choose that book instead of a book that has less rating. So it's extremely important for you to maintain that rating, and you can only do this by having high quality content, because if you have poor quality content, people will leave negative reviews. And probably this is the only viable way of you getting consistently organic reviews for your books. But of course, you don't want to get this kind of reviews because it greatly impacts your book. So you need to provide high quality content, and for this you need to have the right ghostwriting company, which is the one that I'm going to mention next. So the company I suggest for you to try out is called Hotghostwriter. And if you want to find more information and go to their website, you have all of the necessary links right below on the description from this video. Anyway, this is their front page. I really like the design of their website. It looks very professional, very clean. And this is something, I'm saying this because I already went to other companies and sometimes their website looks really outdated. It's not the case with this company. Anyway, I'm just going to give you a general overview of their service so you can have a better idea of what exactly you will get before you order a book from this company. One of the first things that I want to talk about, and it's probably one of the most important parts, is that they have a team of writers that are native English, because of course you want to get good content for your book that isn't full of grammatical errors and also misspelling mistakes. This is something that sometimes may happen with other companies. Companies that have a cheaper pricing, a bit cheaper pricing, I mean, many times they don't have a writer team that is actually native English. So once you get a book from them and you start reading the book that you got, you basically go nuts, because it's extremely hard for you to read that book, and you pay for that book, and it's just terrible. And then if you publish that book in Amazon, it's just a nightmare, because you start getting negative reviews, which is something that you don't want, of course. So in this case, with this company, you won't have that kind of problem, because they have a native English team of writers. So that's something that you can expect from them. The other thing I like is that they have a fast turnover. This is extremely important, because the more books you publish inside of Amazon, and the quicker you publish your books inside of Amazon, the more you can start seeing decent money with your Kindle business. Something that I already had problems with other companies is something that sometimes they take a whole month, and even in some cases they take 2 months to get your book done. That's just way too much time. I mean, sometimes you even forgot that you got a book from a particular company, because they take so much time. And I mean, if you want to build a Kindle business anytime soon, you just can't wait that long for a book. You need to get your book done quickly. With this company, what you can expect is they take about 8 to 10 days to get a 15,000 word book done, and about 16 days to get a 20,000 word book done. So that's basically the amount of time that you should expect with their service. The other thing is limited revisions. Let's say that you receive your book and there is a particular section of your book that you don't exactly enjoy. You can always send back your book and basically tell them to change that section of your book. So they have a limited revisions when it comes to that. So you can adjust your book until you have your book exactly the way that you like. And the last thing I want to talk about here is that once you receive your book, it's ready for you to publish inside of Kindle. And if you choose, you can also have your book already done for you to publish inside of CreateSpace. This is really important because, I mean, you want to publish your book with the right formatting in Kindle, and even more importantly, inside of CreateSpace, because in CreateSpace is where you publish your book as a paperback. And it's not that easy for you to format your books for CreateSpace. If you use Word or another text editor, you need to know exactly the right sizing that your book needs to have so it will look good in paperback. And if you don't get the right formatting for your paperback book, then once someone purchases your book, they simply go back to Amazon and basically say that your book is badly formatted, and this is something that you want to avoid. So once you receive your book, you can expect that it's ready for you to immediately publish inside of Amazon, even with the description that you need to insert for your book. The last thing I want to talk about is over here the two different services that they provide. They have the technical topic service and also the standard topic service. This depends on the topic of your book. For example, if you want to get a book related to coding, let's say about HTML and CSS coding, then of course you need to have a writer that knows what he's talking about. It cannot be any writer out there. It needs to be someone who is specialized in that kind of coding. So you have the technical service for that. If, for example, you want a cookbook, which is something that is quite profitable inside of Amazon, then you can use the standard service that they provide. So this is their front page. The other section that they have is the blog section, which you may want to check out because you might get some advice for Kindle publishing so you can have more success with your business. But the thing I want to show to you is this video over here. because you can get an idea of how your book will look like once you receive your book formatted to, in this case for CreateSpace, this is for your paperback. This is how it looks like for CreateSpace. And I always recommend, if you are following this, if you are doing this business, for you to not only publish your book inside of Kindle, you should also take advantage of CreateSpace, where you publish your book as a paperback, and also in XCX, where you publish your book as an audioback. This way you can maximize the profit that you do with your Kindle business. Anyway, I'm just showing this video so you can get an idea of how exactly your book will look for CreateSpace. It looks pretty good, the formatting that they did over here. They included some images. This is something that you can do for your books, because including some images inside of your book always makes your book more interesting for the people who purchase your book. Because I mean, if someone goes to your book and they just see a huge amount of text, especially for nonfiction, I'm talking mainly about nonfiction. They see a huge, just a huge block of text, it gets kind of boring. And if you include a few images, it always helps your book seem more interesting, especially when it comes to nonfiction, because some topics may be really boring inside of nonfiction. Even for the people who are reading your book, it may be kind of boring. So some images inside of your book helps always a bit. So this is their blog section. This is About Us page, where you get to see the team behind this company. This is the SEO of this company, Delfin Alvaro. So this is this SEO. So this is the team behind this company, the people who actually will produce your book. And I'm just going to talk about the services that they provide. So I'm going to the shop section. So over here you have several services, but the main services that they provide is the technical ebook writing service and also the standard ebook writing service. So this depends on the topic that you choose for your book, but also you can include other packages to your order depending on what you want. If you want to get a cover done by this company, you can also include this package to your order. Of course, you can always go to Fiverr, pay $5 for someone to create a cover for you. But of course, for $5, you can't expect a huge quality when it comes to your cover. So if you want to get a higher quality cover, then you can always use the service that this company provides over here. And I'm just going to the standard option. Anyway, you can see that the pricing over here for the technical ebook writing is a bit higher compared to the standard ebook writing, because of course you need to get a specialized writer for this content over here. So that's why the pricing is a bit more than the standard option. So I'm going to select this option, just give you over here an idea of what you can do over here. So you can see that you have several options that you can choose. Of course, when it comes to a book, I will always recommend for you to get a book that has a minimal of 10,000 words. Actually, this company only provides the minimal of 10,000 words. Anything less than that, then it's way too short for a book, especially for CreateSpace. It's really important for you to have a lengthier book for CreateSpace, because if someone receives a book that only has like 8,000 words home, a paperback book, and they get that book, I mean, most likely they will actually think that's probably just a TV manual instead of their book. That's the reason why you need to have books that are a bit lengthier when it comes to Kindle. You need to have a bit lengthier because you want to publish your book as a paperback where you can do more money with your book. Anyway, you can start with 10K, especially if you are starting out and you still don't know exactly what you are doing. I recommend for you to start out with 10K. And later on, once you start succeeding more with your Kindle business, you can always increase the length for your books to 15K or even to 20K if you want. And this helps you have a book that is a bit bigger. And once you have a book that is a bit lengthier, you can always increase the pricing for your book inside of CreateSpace and also in Kindle and do a bit more money by doing that, because I mean it justifies you increasing the length for your book. Anyway, for this you can also include the inclusive package, and for you to get more information about the inclusive package, you can go to the shop section that they have over here, and you can see what exactly this is, this package. And also you can include the cover if you want, the paperback create space formatting. Okay, so this is what you can do. And once you order your book, you need to send them the topic of your book and also the guideline, or what exactly you want them to write for your book. When it comes to guideline, what I typically do is I go to Amazon and I go to the topic of the book that I want to get done, and I check and see the books that are selling the best inside of that topic. And before you purchase a book inside of Amazon, you can always do a preview of that book and see exactly how it looks like in the inside. And you can go to the index of that book and see the topics that they have inside of that book, and just basically grab those topics and use that as the guideline for your book. This is something that you can do, and basically tell them to do a different twist on your book, because of course you don't want a book that has exactly the same content as the other. But my idea is, if that book is selling well inside of Amazon, then it probably has something to do with the topics cover inside of that book. So this is something that you can do. And basically that is all about Hotghostwriter. This is the company I recommend for you to check out if you want to get high quality content for your Kindle books. Okay, that is all for this video. If you have any questions, just leave it on the comment section right below. I try to reply to you as soon as possible. Also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive my weekly video updates where I talk about internet marketing and a lot more. Stay there, stay tuned with Pro Tutorials, and bye.